What's good, people? It's your boy Rhino. Welcome to MGTV. This is Let's Talk the Real, and we are back again. If you haven't already, subscribe to the video. Make sure you like the video, then subscribe to the video, then put post notifications on. You feel me? We are gonna talk some real talk. This is Let's Talk the Real. Big up Firms in the building. Big up Alyssa. Big up Chinks.
Yo.
What's
Yo,
good, man? What's good, man? What's everyone saying?
Good man. Alive and alive, you feel me?
alive and
Yeah. Oh yeah,
alive.
we are live and alive. How can I forget
Yeah.
that? See, yeah.
That's how to sneak in, you feel me?
He had to sneak. Listen, that first had to sneak that in. Big up.
Nah,
Let
come
me go
on,
through the
bro.
chats quickly. Big up Stephanie, as always. Big up Rhino. With great power comes great responsibility. 100%. No, 25%. Sir Jim, let's see what you can do. Your rage. Yo,
Oh,
Guan.
that's
Big up.
Waki. That's
Big up.
7. It's changed her name
Oh,
again.
Waki, you changed your name, yeah,
Yeah,
Waki, yeah.
yeah.
Ah, interesting,
You gotta
man,
let them know.
Yeah, big up OG. Yeah, you got her. You know she's been away. Listen, OG's been busy streaming. Listen, hours.
Locked in, baby.
I randomly lock in when I can. I wake up in the middle of the night. I go on Twitch. I see a stream. I'm like, raw. You feel me? That's why she hasn't been here. But yeah, big up. She's back. What else? We've got a few Twitch people on Twitch as well. Big up Jams. Hey, Jams, you're here, yeah? Yeah, man. Let's go. We're going to talk today. Stephanie says, big up Rhino fams, Alyssa and Chinks. Big up Steph.
Hey.
Steph's a real
Hey.
one, man.
Big up,
Appreciate you,
man.
Hey, Bath Time says, yo, Tyrone Blings he's back in, Tyrone Blings is back in his mansion. Yeah. Rage says he's locked in, like the stream. Yeah, come on, man, 100%. Big up Rhino, big up the panel. Yeah, come on, man, it's all love, man. You lot like the video because we're about to get spicy today, man. We're about to get spicy. You feel me? No? We've got a nice topic. Why is everyone acting so weird?
You said spicy. I'm gonna just keep it mild. I'm just gonna sip my apple juice.
Nah, I'm with you.
I saw the
Don't
title
worry,
of the stream, and I gave the community an option. I said, we pull up or we don't pull up. They said, we pulling out. We pull up.
Oh, pull up,
Hey,
man. We're outside.
man.
We outside. We're just waiting for Firms to sort out his camera. Firms is a bit picky, man. He likes to get these high-tech cameras and shit.
Oh, this
Just
guy.
tell him, get a standard thing. Use your
I
phone,
got,
innit?
I ain't got a good setup like you guys yet. You feel me? I'm nearly
That's
there.
a lie.
I'm like 90%. You feel me?
Firms' setup is cold, man. Firms' setup is cold. Big up
90%,
everyone in the
man.
chat, though. Let me check, man. Got 40 people locked in, man. Big up. You guys like the video, though. Like the video, please. You feel me? It does good for the channel. Big up everyone that's watching from Twitch. If you're watching from Twitch, leave a comment. If you're watching on Twitter as well, leave a comment, like the video. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video as well. But listen, man, who gets away with more? That's what we're about to talk about. Who gets away with more? Let me even take this comment off so you can see it. And then let me make this background a bit smaller. You feel me? Let me see what
I already have an issue with the title, but I'm gonna let y'all, start y'all.
You know
I'ma
what?
let y'all
Let's start with you. Listen, we haven't seen you for a while. You've been gaming it
Two
like
weekends. 2
2
come
weekends.
on.
I know it's a long time. 1 week is a long time, so 2 is a long time. You feel me? So let's start with you, man. How you feeling? Like you don't like the title? You feel like what? Go on, elaborate.
I'm just curious when we talk. The title says power. What power are we insinuating that women have?
I feel like you might have to break down the title a bit into little
Go on.
segments right now. Still,
Break it down for me, Firms. What power do I
cool.
mean?
What we mean is like, cool. We could use emotional manipulation, like just small things like that. You feel me? Let's what's the example we was talking about the other day, right now? When we say like,
talking about the accountability thing.
yeah, the whole accountability.
Yeah.
Females taking accountability, they're not taking accountability. It's like you might have an argument with a female, for example, but because you know she's very, very, very upset, and you might be in the right, you got to kind of, you know what I mean, kind of compromise and see at the high level. Do you guys trying to say kind of things? And so a lot of females, they don't really want to say sorry. They don't want to apologize. You feel me? So I feel like that's the whole thing with a lot of females get away with stuff.
So what's the power that they have? That's my question. What's the power?
That is a source of power. The fact
that is a source of power.
Yeah.
So emotional manipulation is a power that women have.
I definitely, in a way, I'll say that still, because
Hey, it's
if you
definitely
emotionally
power.
manipulate someone, 1,000,000%, you can have power over them. And a lot of men don't have that. Like, a lot of guys don't have that kind of, how can I say it?
You know what, firms?
Backbone.
Let me elaborate for you. Let me
Yeah, they don't
elaborate
have a
for you.
backbone. That's what I say. They don't have a backbone. So if
It
you
all
do
it
that
all
to a lot of
boils
guys,
firms. I got you.
yeah.
I got you. It all boils down to just the whole fact of, let's say, chivalry, for example. Men don't have, women don't give chivalry to men. Men give chivalry to women. You feel me? Women are the ones that you open the doors for. Women are the ones that, oh, you know what? We have to look after them. We have to nurture. We have to be the man of the house. Not to say that you can't be an independent woman. So generally, you have the advantage. So that's like a power. But when I meant power in the title, I'm talking about powers in the law. I'm talking about powers over kids. For example, if a female
Okay.
is a mother and a father, the mother has more rights. You feel me? She's gonna naturally
Absolutely.
be looked at as the person that,
In some
you know what,
states, in
she's,
some states,
you know,
it's 50-50.
okay, 50-50. So
Some
just
states,
examples of that.
some, not all.
Oh, some states, yeah. That's good to know. So I just feel like we're gonna start on the reason why I titled it like this, because me and Firms are having a conversation, you know, and obviously here and there we have different situations where, you know, we've got homeboys talking to homegirls and whatever, and we hear loads of stories. So one story that came about was, you know, there's a guy and there's a female. You know, they're locked in, they're talking, they're cool, they're wrapping it up, talking. You feel me? And then, like, over time, it's like the male has to kind of cater to the female's feelings, and he's trying to kind of win her over and show her that he's down. But it's like when he wants to kind of express what he wants to say, it's like she doesn't ever take accountability for it. You know, it's more of a, okay, you know what, I don't see what you mean, but like, I'm not going to listen to you kind of thing. And I
So
feel
women
like
don't listen.
it's like a general consensus sometimes. I feel like it's hard for a female maybe to compromise like a man has to compromise. Females do definitely compromise in loads of ways, don't get it twisted. But in the context of this, let's say, for example, I can even bring up the show, for example, the last show that we had all the tension. I might as well. It's interesting because it's the first time we've been together. If we have a situation, yeah, where someone don't agree, one person has to eventually compromise, you feel me? But if the female don't compromise, eventually everyone's going to think we're the bad person. Oh, you know what? But no one ever sees it from the other side. That's what it is. You feel me?
I think there's a such thing to agree to disagree. I think it takes
Yeah,
maturity. You feel me? To be able to agree to disagree. You're not always going to see eye to eye with somebody. And you're not always going to come to a compromise with someone.
100%.
That's just the
100%.
reality. If you're compromising, that means that in some type of way, you're bending your boundaries. Because now you're not standing on your beliefs. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it comes down to respect and agreeing to disagree. That's it.
Yeah. That's true. I hear that. Chinks, man, what's your input? I see you there,
Oh,
just, you know, taking everything in.
I'm trying to put this on the social so they can come and tune in.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think
No problem.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as the title, which might be weird coming from me because it's all about
Talk it.
geography and location. Because say for example, if we took it to Africa, the men have more power there, don't they? Like they more
True.
they more have run of things like Arabic countries. I could say on this land there's certain like in terms of the kids and stuff, the state would more give the woman the parental guidance unless the father can prove that she's not capable and stuff like that. But I think I think it varies. I don't think it's more one way or more the other way at all.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So if we talk about where we're living and what our reality is and where we are, what would be the answer? Do you think that the title has more standing, or do you think it's still 50-50?
But because it goes down to what now? Because say for example, it might be a bad example, and it might not be accurate, but men get caught cheating more than women. Yeah, I'm not saying they might not cheat more, but they get caught more. So the women, I think women forgive men more, and the relationship will more continue if the man cheats than if it's the other way around.
True.
So
That's
in that
true,
aspect, you could say men have more power, or I don't know, or men might get away with more in that aspect per se.
That's true. But what if I threw a spanner in the works now and I said that based on the last conversation that we had, the conversation was more that men were the kind of trendsetters. Females now caught up, but females are better at doing it. So does that, them being better at doing it and them naturally being associated with the fact that they don't cheat, doesn't that give them an advantage anyway?
That doesn't have any.
So that when they do cheat, because they don't get associated with cheating, they can get away with it more easier.
Yeah, but he's talking more culture sense. So if we're talking culture wise, right, then absolutely men have more power than women. Doesn't matter. Woman could be emotional, she could be whatever, but in some cultures, like not all women, I think the US and certain parts of like the world, right? Women are more open, right? And independent on this side of the world, right? But in reality, there are women who still follow their religion, still dress to their culture, they still follow their men. If they're not following a man in the house, they're following their father. Like, they come from very traditional homes. You get what I'm saying? It's just now, in this day and age, and how we've all grown up, and like you said, it's by geographics. You feel me? It really does depend where you live in this world. You go to China, you go to Russia, you know, you could go to Thailand, you can go wherever. It's just different. And then you come to fucking New York, you know?
That's true. That's true. Let me go through some comments quickly, and then we're gonna kind of develop the conversation a bit. I want to hear from firms. Where are we? So we've got a lot of people locked in on Twitch.
Because I'm
Bath
streaming
Time
over here.
Says, I'd love to see edited highlights of firms and Rhino's chats. Hey, listen, movies, you know, movies, man. We have like extended conversations, and trust me, like certain times we might be at studio, we might be chilling in the car, and we're just talking. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours. But for me, I call it reasoning. I feel like every month it's nice to have a reasoning with somebody, you know, just talk about the current things that are happening during the month and how to be better people and just reflecting on things that have happened, you feel me? I think it's refreshing for the mind. And big up King T, man like Chinks, Wagwan brother, says.
Big up my guy, man.
Big up XIC on Twitch. That is true, but in a relationship, women demand more.
Yeah, you saw that.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. No.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Bath Time. Well, I'm going to start that comment if you want to go back to that one. Alyssa.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
For me, men have more power, physical, economic, etc., but women wield their power like they're Gandalf. In most relationships, XIC is saying, Kojo says, yo, big up, Koj. We're saying feeling good after coming back from Stamford Bridge, yeah? I love it. Lewis Ward says, facts. Lewis says, my favorite podcast, Big Man 10. Come on, Lewis, man. We got you, man. We're here, bro. We're here, man. And make sure you've liked the video. I'm sure you have, but you know, I just have to remind you, since it's your favorite podcast, like the video, tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell everyone that you know that it's your favorite podcast and let it become their favorite podcast. You feel me? What did Bartha say? Get firms to review Barbie, please.
What?
Hey, big up Samantha.
Sounds hilarious.
Lewis again. So cool. All right, big up everyone locked in. You guys like the video. If you have YouTube as well, because I know most of you, I think, are watching from Twitch and Twitter. Lock into YouTube, yeah, and please like the video on YouTube as well if you can. I appreciate it. Lewis says, come on, always got you. Come on, man, my guy, man. I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, cool. Now, what you guys have raised some interesting points, and that's why I like to have conversations, because it's not necessarily a thing where the title is always right. It just sets the tone of the conversation. And therefore, you know, I'm not going to naturally dismiss something because I think anything. And everything you're saying is right. Like, geographical location matters. You feel me? Depends where you are. Depends what culture you've grown up in. But I'm going to kind of rein it down now. So let's talk about our realities and what we see, yeah? So Bath Time mentioned a good point. He said, you know, in certain situations, men have more power. You know, maybe when it comes to certain jobs that are physical, we're most likely going to get the job. Or even situations based on the fact that females get pregnant. Sometimes they get paid less because of that, or because of the likelihood that they're going to get pregnant and stuff like that when it comes to like maternity leave and all that stuff.
That's actually true.
So So men definitely have certain advantages as well. So I can agree with that. Even
just
when you
I don't
take it
think that's
back and go on.
that's not the
Go
only
on,
that's
go
not
on.
the only reason men get paid more though.
Oh,
There's
go
a
on,
lot more.
talk it.
There's a lot more attributing factors. We do more
Go on,
risky
talk it,
jobs,
elaborate.
more dangerous jobs, more unsociable hours, where more men are more interested in things, women are more interested in people. Hence why majority of carers are majority women, and they're not really high paid jobs. And stuff like engineering, where you have to have an interest in something, is a more high paid job, like in terms of speciality. So it's not just because they get pregnant they get paid less. Because I hate this whole narrative. Like we don't like the men
Okay.
don't deserve the money they earn. I'm not saying women don't,
Okay.
but there's a lot more attributing factors to why men get
Mm-hmm.
paid more than women per se.
I mean, a man and a
Okay.
woman doing the same job, the woman still gets paid less than the man. So that's really not,
Give me
even
an
in the
example,
NBA,
please.
even in sports. If you look at it in sports, the NBA makes times 10 whatever a WNBA player makes, and that's just regular them doing the same job. So if we're comparing the same job, women do get paid
But
less than men, even
I
doing the
don't
same
think,
job.
you could compare, like, even the sport thing. We kind of said it. It's like you have to remember how much the NBA, the males actually accumulate. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's even like it's like soccer or football over here. You feel me? The females don't get paid the same as men because
But that's the
they don't bring the
conversation we're
same
having. So
amount
you're
of
proving the
money to
point.
the clubs.
Women don't get paid as much as men for doing the same shit. You
No, no,
just
no,
proved the
but
point.
You've just missed this
Yeah,
point
she's
though.
right. She's
that's what
right.
I say. You just the reason. Even let me.
Here
I
we
was
go.
even gonna say something. Chink said the reason I say that is because I've literally agreed with what Chinks is saying. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's I
Of
know
course, I
obviously
know it's the
women do
masculine
obviously
shit.
get. Now I know women do get obviously paid less than obviously if we're talking about the sport thing, but at the same time it's because it's literally, even if you look at it on a business thing, if you look at it, obviously physically whatever it is, do you get what I'm saying? Not to say that there's probably some female footballers that are better than guys out there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Facts, which could happen, but I don't think a lot of things it's not down to that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's down to the business, how much they're making, how much all of these type of things. And when you go into like kind of like stuff like chicks would say, the engineering stuff like that, I feel like the general interest for that for females is not obviously going to be as high as men and stuff like that as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And I think that's what's the word, like weaponizing, because it's not these women. The NBA, perfect example. These women are not getting paid less just because they have breasts and vagina. There's a whole infrastructure of how much money something generates. Do you get what I'm saying? So, say for
Yeah.
example, the prime minister. I don't know what this was, but the last time I used this analogy, the prime minister gets 100 grand a year, and he gets expenses, which obviously bumps it up more. There's Kai Havertz at Arsenal, gets 300 bags a week. That's 3 times what my man gets a year. What job's more difficult? One is running the country, one's kicking the ball about. One gets paid more because of what that sport and what that entertainment industry generates.
Two
Do you get
different
what I'm
job
saying?
titles, though.
No, but I'm just saying it's not about you're making it seem like it's just about you get paid less because you have breasts. Because
No,
I could
that's
easily
not
say,
what was
let me finish,
said.
please. Let me finish, please.
If
I could just
I
easily
can't do this
say,
sexist shit.
let
I'm
me just finish
sorry.
my.
Like, this
Can I
sexist
finish
shit
though?
is ridiculous.
Can I finish my sentence, please? So
It's disgusting.
So say for example, all right, then if we're gonna let's use football as an example, yeah. There's a guy who plays in probably what do they call it, the Skrillex League. He's a footballer. He's semi-professional. He plays. The attendances ain't the same as the Premier League. The revenue generated ain't the same as the Premier League. He's a man. There's a woman who plays for Aston Villa. She gets paid more than him. Is that sexist?
The point is, if they're doing the same job, we were talking about doing the same job. So you take a man engineer, a woman engineer, whatever, a female basketball player. I get the revenue. I understand. Trust me. I understand how business works. I'm not that much of an idiot.
I'm
I'm
not
just saying.
saying you
I
are.
get that, right? But at the end of the day, what we were talking about is them doing the same job. And what he said was that men get paid more, right? That's what you guys are saying. I'm agreeing. Men do get paid more, but it's not because we have breast and a vagina or whatever the hell you just said. If you look at the damn job that the people are doing the same thing, a woman does the same job as a man, whether it's engineering, because there are contractors. There's women that go out there and lay cement and do all the same shit that men do. You can't say that there's not. I get that there's more men that do it, but there are women that are in those positions that do those same jobs, or that are architects, or they have those job titles. You understand what I'm trying to say? So I get the revenue, I get how the business is moving and stuff like that, but men ultimately, I'm agreeing, they get paid more than women, but it's not because of a vagina and nothing like that. There are factors that play towards that. Yes, It is a known fact and a statistic that women get paid less because they are more of a risk. It's more to take a risk on a woman worker than it is a man, because women have a higher risk of what he said, your medical expensive, taking care of family, whatever, kids, daycare. Women always have something. Women are a risk when you go ahead and you take a chance on a woman, more so than men, who guys go to work. That's it. Unless if you guys have hobbies, sports outside of that or whatever, like you guys grow up, you go to work. There's no other responsibility outside of maybe taking care of your family to a certain age. You understand what I'm saying? But women always have a responsibility. They have household to take care of from when they're little. They have mad shit to do. And then of course on top of that, they get pregnant. So women are a higher risk when it comes to the employment. That's a statistic. That's a proven fact. It's not because they have breasts or anything like that. Yeah, you carry a child to 9 months. If a woman goes into a job and she's pregnant, and now that there's discrimination laws, at least for that, you get what I'm saying, where they cannot not hire you because you're pregnant. You get what I'm saying? But employers will look at that. They'll go, okay, I can hire her today, but she's giving birth in 3 months. Do I really want that? Then my company has to pay this out. Like, it's not just because women have a vagina and breast. Like, there's a lot of high-powered women that do the same job as men. The company brings in the same revenue, lawyers, whatever you want to call it. And majority of men make more money than women, period. Statistically, like, they just do.
You just said everything me and Firm's argument was based on, so I don't really...
No, you said it was because we have vagina and breast. That's fucking nuts. That's not what we were saying. That's not what it is. And then you started talking about the difference in like revenue and business and stuff like that. And one job is harder than the other job. We're not talking about different jobs. We're talking about comparing the same exact job, different sex, women, men. That's it. 2 different genders, right? A female and a man, but the same exact job title, not different jobs, not one more higher responsibility, the same exact situation.
Up for just me.
You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
She broke up a bit there. Say that again, please.
I said it's the same job title, just different genders. So we're not talking about who has the most responsibility, or what you said, the prime minister gets paid more because of this. That's not what we're talking about.
Choppy. Can you not hear me?
I can't hear Rhino.
And Rhino, you're on mute.
Oh yeah, I'm on mute. Sorry, yeah. You might have to come back out and come back in, because I can hear both of you clearly.
I'm gonna do that now.
But that's all I had to say on it. It's when it comes down to the same job, you can't say that one person gets paid more because they have more responsibility and then argue that point and then sit there and say that we don't get paid less because we have vaginas. And no, we get paid less because we're maternal, because it's a risk. It's more of a risk. But there are women who make more money than men.
Is that justified then? Do you think it's justified for you guys to be paid less? No,
absolutely not. To an extent, as an employer, from someone who's hiring somebody, absolutely. You want somebody who's reliable. You want somebody who's going to be there every day. You want consistency, right? Because that's how your business strives. Your business strives with consistency and having people who work hard. Absolutely, right? So if you hire somebody who's not going to be 100% devoted into their job or into their business, then you're already failing, right? Because you need that person to show up every day and do their job in order for your business to succeed, correct? Right. So when a woman walks in to whatever and she has to go get her kids by 5 p.m., she can only work maybe night shifts. Maybe she can only work 4 days out of those weeks. You get what I'm saying? Maybe 2 of those weeks, 2 of those days out of the week, she has to bring her kids to work with her because she doesn't have anybody to babysit. Women just have, I feel, more responsibility when it comes to that. And is that anybody's fault? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? You can't blame the company for what they need and what you can't offer. But at the same time,
so it is justified then. It is justified.
Yeah, it is, but it's not, you know?
What I'll say, Alyssa, is I think when it comes to responsibilities outside of work, I think most of them the employer wouldn't have to worry about that. That's your responsibility.
Exactly.
There's other women that don't have that same responsibility. But I think the main key point that you're making is that in terms of likelihood of taking like maternal leave and maternity leave and stuff like that is very important because it's a risk. And I think the fact that you've highlighted it as a risk is probably a justification as to why you should be paid less, because I'm taking a risk on you. to a degree within context.
No, but
cool.
so hold on, because what you just
Go on.
do you think women should be paid less?
Do I think women should be
It's
paid less?
No, not you, Alyssa. Rhino, because
Oh,
that's what you
Rhino.
just said. Because you said that she just
No.
justified that women should get paid less. And I don't think that's fair.
I'm asking that. I asked her a question. If you ask me, everything should be fair. But if an employer classes you as a risk, I can understand why. Okay,
Right.
you know what? You are more of a risk, so I'll pay you a little bit less just in case. I can understand it. Maybe if I was an employer, I might be different. You know.
Yeah, but
I can understand.
We're mad like mad saying it in a nice way. Availability is an attribute, no?
Yeah. And
So
also, actually, we'll get into that after this. But let's finish this topic. Let's
Like,
finish
if
this
we-
context. Yeah.
If we had to put together a chart of what makes a good employee or makes someone a good employee, and we put into all the faculties what would make someone a better worker than other, there's jobs where men just naturally, unless you're a mad high in estrogen man who's extremely emotional, you'll be better and more qualified than women, and vice versa. There's jobs that women are more better qualified and more good at and stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
And,
That's very true.
And back to the what was you saying before on the pay thing before we move on?
She was talking about just the when you said the whole because you have breast comment, and then when
so what that stemmed from, because Rhino, you said men get paid more than women, and I objected because just leaving it cut and dry like that makes it seem like men only get paid more and because they're men, and women only get paid less because they're women, which isn't the only attributing factors. Like, do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot more factors that come into play in terms of that. You feel what I'm saying?
100%, 100%.
Like, what was I saying? Oh crap, I forgot. What was I gonna say?
You have a think about it. I'm gonna go through the comments quickly anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we put that on pause anyway. Benjamin, big up my guy as well. Old school, that's family right there. Alyssa is right, but both genders do generate the same revenue into the sport. So how can you pay the same? Bath Time says, I love this so much. I'm laughing because I just feel like it's about to be a funny comment. I never in my life.
I feel like he's gonna set you up in it.
Yeah. But I trust Bath Time, innit? I love this so much. I never in my life thought I'd hear someone say that the gender pay gap is being weaponized against men.
Boom. And what was the one before that? There was one before that.
This
Before
one,
that comment,
or the one
and then
before
yeah.
that.
So you see, back to the thing about. So you see that word "same."
Yeah.
Same means identical.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So saying men and women are doing the same job and they're getting paid differently, in terms of the basketball analogy, that isn't correct. Because if I'm performing to hundreds of thousands and you're performing to 200, and we're generating so much more revenue, that's not the same, is it? So
it also depends on the time and effort that you put into it, but that's a different conversation for a different day.
Yeah, but within the confines of
NBA
what we're
has more
talking about,
sponsors.
it's not the same though, is it? So if I'm playing in a league with more sponsors and you're playing in a league with less sponsors, it's not the same, is it?
That's true.
We have the same
Same-
one, so I don't know. what you're
Same
asking me.
means identical.
Ask
Like,
them.
do you know what I mean? So saying that they're doing the same thing isn't actually correct because same means identical. If I was to punch you in the face and you was to punch me in the face, the ramifications will be extremely different.
But the action is identical.
Yeah, but
And that's what we're speaking on, is
but
the action.
That's specifying one thing, but overall it isn't identical. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
That's true, because basically the sport that you're performing in is got more attention and it's generating more revenue than the sport that maybe
So it's not the same, because
female
that's
sport.
like me.
So
Sorry to cut
technically
you
it's
right
not the
now,
same.
because I always love to use extreme analogies. Sexual intercourse is the same as rape. You get what I'm saying? Vagina. I'd look like a madman for saying they're the same. Do you get what I'm saying? So why does she get to choose the one act?
That's
that is
a
the same?
harsh
not-
analogy.
you
No,
get what I'm
I
That's
get
not a
it.
good analogy. That's a terrible
It's
analogy.
not. It might not be the best, but it's
That's a
very
terrible
strong.
analogy. It's not the same. Sexual intercourse is not rape. When you ask, oh my god, bro.
So do you see what I just did there, though,
What
Alyssa?
the fuck?
I took the one similarity of what is identical and threw away everything else. But when you did it in terms of my analogy, I didn't react like you. So why are you allowed to do it? I'm not.
Brandon's gonna kill me.
Because you just compared
No. Listen,
consensual
wait.
sex to
Listen.
rape.
No.
Sexual intercourse in general,
Listen,
like,
wait. Now,
that's
let
wild.
me help Chinks here, because I know exactly what he's trying to say. And once I explain it, you're gonna understand it. I'll use a different example. It's like fighting. If I punch someone in the face without it being set up, and a boxer punches someone in the face, they're both punches in the face. The difference is one is allowed to happen in a sense and one is not. So that's what he means, that they're the same action, but when you add the context to it, it's like, okay, so now it's the same as basketball. You're both playing basketball, but the context is different. One's playing with more attention and more pressure, so they're going to be paid more money. So that's what he means. But I'm not going to lie, I like that analogy because I understood it. Not to say it's the same.
It's extreme.
Just, yeah.
You know, my
It
thing
just
is,
shows,
you
it
know,
just
my
shows
thing
how
is,
silly it is to take the one similarity
like,
and disregard all the differences. It just highlights how silly that is.
I feel like sport is not really hard. Like, it's not really a hard argument, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, like if you look at how much certain even males, like say, like I'm gonna say soccer again, yeah, football, how much the men generate for football, they get paid from how much they generate in that football. Do you get what I'm saying? Females are getting paid for how much they generate in their sport. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like that's all it is. I feel like it's very simple, bro.
No, it is. I agree with you. I agree with you because when it comes down to that, if we're gonna do context, right, we want to add stuff into it. The reality is too, though, the men's sports and all of that stuff gets more attention. It's a lot more hype. They put a lot more energy into it, and that's with anything. That's even within gaming. Men just invest more in men. They do. They invest more in boys and sports like that. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. So of course, wherever the investment is, wherever the revenue is gonna come, right? You have to pay. How many logos do you see on the WNBA jersey, right? And how much are they actually getting paid per sponsor? And how many logos do you see on a NBA jersey and what they get paid? So like he said, it's a very simple argument because, yeah, if we speak revenue, one gets more attention than the other. But like if we're comparing like an engineer, you get what I'm saying? Or like two vice presidents, I guess, in different times or whatever. Like,
and that's
two
perfect.
lawyers, maybe.
That's perfect. So let's go into that, and we're gonna hear from Jade. Big up Jade in the building. So Alyssa, you basically said that based on revenue, so you've agreed with what Chinks and Firms are saying.
I agreed
so
with
now let's go to
there's points.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. No, I've got you perfect. But you've made it a perfect segue to go into the next thing. So now you mentioned engineering now. So why do you think, in your opinion, it's unfair for a female engineer to earn less than a male engineer? Or what is your opinion? Maybe you haven't even told me what you feel about it. But
I think for two people, I feel like if both of them have the same education, right? Let's just say they went to the same school, they graduated the same school, whatever. They have the same education, their grades, I'm talking about maybe not identical, but damn near close. You get what I'm saying? And they're doing the same job, then yeah, it should be equal pay. It should be fair. It shouldn't matter about gender. They both have the same credentials. They're both qualified for the job. You understand what I'm saying? So what qualifies a woman then to get paid less?
Can I ask you something then? So let me give you an example. What if that engineering job endures heavy lifting? Would you say that the female can carry the same weight that a male can carry?
It depends on what it is. Now, a lot of employers definitely put that in their what's it called? In their applications, right? So at the end of the day, the employer is not going to hire somebody to do a half-assed job. If you can't complete your task within all those whatever the requirements are, then you're not getting hired for the job. So
True.
You understand what I'm saying? When they hire you, they expect you to do that job. They're not standing over you, babysitting you, going, okay, can you carry 50 pounds? Okay, well, you can't. Okay, let me dock you $10. That's not the conversation. You get what I'm saying? In my eyes, because I feel like if I'm hiring you for a position, you have to meet the requirements for everything I'm asking, right?
Yep.
Right. So.
And what's let me hear from you, Chinks. Actually, let me hear from you, Jade. Have you got any objections to what Alyssa's saying or different perspectives, or do you agree with her?
I don't have any objections, but what if we take out the whole heavy lifting thing and just introduce, for example, doctors? They have the same job requirements. The only difference is a female's doing the job and a male's doing the job, but the male will be paid more.
That's not
Do you know
factual.
why?
It is actually. That's why a lot of doctors and nurses have gone on strike.
I've just gone on Google now. It says you're entitled to the same pay as anyone doing the same or broadly similar job or equal value, regardless of gender. There are strict time limits. Yeah, but we're talking about now, though. So there are strict time limits on when you can lodge a claim. If your employer is not treating equally, they're breaking the law. So it's actually illegal to pay two people to do the exact same job. That's illegal. Can't run anymore.
Look at
Yeah,
the
but let's talk about the real world. You want to go on Google and read shit. You're a human, right? You've been in the real world. You know how this shit works. You go to work every day, right? You clock in. Like, you've had a job. Like, you've worked with other employers and employees. You've had shit bosses, right? Like, you've experienced that stuff in, like, workplaces, like, growing up, like,
Sorry
within
to
your whole
cut you.
life.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
I'm asking.
Because you just said let's talk
Because
about real
reading
life
something
and
and
not.
experiencing something is two different things. So women are discriminated against every day, regardless of whatever you want to read, is what I'm saying. Like,
You know,
when you experience
regardless, I'll let you
something
finish.
real
Yeah.
life, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're reading. But like,
So
just
why dismiss
because
it? So why say let's talk about real life and throw away Google? That's like me saying to
Woo-wee.
you right now. That's like me saying, well, the internet's not real. Why are we talking to each other? Like, I just
You
think you
went
don't
on
like when
Google
I
and read a
speak.
paragraph and you want flowers for that.
No, I got
Okay.
a fact. It's illegal. You're
Like,
just being petty now. Why are you getting petty with me?
okay.
What's the
I'm
point?
sorry, Jada. You can finish you can actually ask your question and maybe he'll answer your question.
All right,
There's
cool.
two
Let
sides
me
to it. There's what I just
go
said,
on, Jade.
but at the same time, right? So my mom has her own business, and we had this exact same conversation probably about a year ago, and I basically spoke to her about the women and men pay gap, and then she basically said she agreed with it. Her argument
Okay,
was
what was the reasons?
her argument was if I'm a business owner and I put all my time and effort into creating something, and I'm now having to rely on my employees to do the same thing and meet my standards, I'm more likely to hire a male because I know that he's going to put his time and effort, and if he does have children, he's not going to take as much time off as a woman would. So it depends on who you ask and how you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom's a woman and she sided with the male argument, but I might look at it differently because me, I'm an employee at the moment, and I know that I can put as much time and effort as a male could, but I do have children, so I'm going to have to take my time off when I need to. But it doesn't take away the fact from what I can do when I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
So,
That's
so
everything
can I
we
ask you a
talked about.
question, Jade? Have you ever had a job where you're doing the exact same thing as a man and the man is being paid more than you?
No, I haven't.
Have you, Alyssa?
I've actually been paid
have.
more than the men.
Well, thanks
But
for the
that's because
honesty,
I
Jade.
asked for my pay.
I appreciate the honesty, Jade, because some women will just be stubborn and ignore facts, but I appreciate that.
But it depends
Yo,
on
I'm done.
where you look at it, how you want to
This
look
is
at
the
it,
most
and
ignorant
what
person
industry
you've
you're
ever
in.
introduced me to. And I'm gonna be honest,
But
my community doesn't enjoy these podcasts at all. At all. He's such a joke.
elaborate, Alyssa. Go on. Oh, she's
Oh,
gone. What?
okay.
Damn. What I want to say, because I wanted to actually have a conversation with her because I feel like it's not about communities and what people think. We just have to accept that there's different opinions out there. And that's one of the hardest things in the world. I'm a host. I can go on a power trip and say, you know what, you lot are not agreeing with me and then stock you all out. But it's about, we need to discuss it, innit? So hopefully she'll come back and we have to learn to tolerate different personalities, whether we agree or disagree. That's the fact of life. And that's why in life, we don't
Bro,
get, we don't
everything's
really,
opinions, bro. It doesn't
yeah, it's
mean that the
opinions.
person, right? Chicks
I
has
can
got
look
this
at
way he looks
blue.
at life. Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah, I
you
can
feel
look
me?
at blue and you can say, bro, it's light blue. And me, you could argue for the next hour. Maybe my eyesight is not as good as yours. Maybe your eyesight is better than mine. Maybe you just genuinely think that's blue, light blue, and I think it's dark blue. But that's the perception of life. We are not gonna. We don't see. We don't see stuff the same, and we don't.
And rather,
We,
you
we,
know, this is the
we
whole
don't
thing
perceive
that
stuff the same.
this is the whole thing we was talking about. Looking at people's perspectives, bro.
Yeah, you have to
You get what I'm
appreciate
trying to
people's
say?
perspectives.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, regardless of whether it is, bro, you know, you might not agree with chicks, you might not agree with me, you might not agree with you, might not agree with Jade. You feel me? Cool, it is what it is. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you can't not value someone saying their opinion, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? They're saying
Perfect
their opinion, they're
example,
talking
firms,
about what they're
to
saying.
cut you off, sorry. It's like when I made my first point, Chinks straight away said, I don't agree. Remember, that was the basis of this point. You know, Chinks said, you know what, I don't agree with the title. But yeah, sorry, carry on, bro.
Even I was surprised by that one. Now I was expecting him to.
After being
Do
your
you get what?
feelings,
I like Jade, you know, because I'm not just one way. I genuinely speak on what I believe because I was going against the male narrative because I don't think
That's what
that's
you
fair to just
believe.
say men have more than the power. Like, do you get what I'm saying? But it's like I'm not allowed to say anything. She just takes everything I say the wrong way.
Yeah. But we'll
I don't
move on
know.
anyway. But
in the
just
past, yeah,
oh,
I do
go on,
feel
Jane.
like
So
you have been a bit of a not a gaslighter, but I feel like you want to go against the grapevine.
can I say something, Jade?
Was that wrong?
Before even Chinks even speaks, it just goes back to people's perception. If you think something, you're gonna have an agenda with the way you think the reason why someone thinks that. For example, if I go back to the Fresh and Fit podcast, everyone naturally thinks he don't like women, but he's probably got a good woman there and he's in a happy relationship. But that's what I'm saying. You can't say someone doesn't like women, but then their life revolves around a woman anyway. So it's easy to take someone's perspective and generalize them put them into a category, but life don't work like that. And it's the same problem I have on football podcasts. I cuss out Ten Hag. And then people say, because I'm cussing out Ten Hag, must mean I want him out. Just because I cuss him out doesn't mean I want him out. I can still criticize him to the point that I'm on thin ice, but I still want him in because I've got a different tolerance level with the hope and patience I'm given. You feel me? My patience is different to Chinks' patience, different to Jade's patience, different to Fern's patience. And that's one thing I have to execute as a manager. You feel me? There's certain situations me and Firms has been in where we've got an artist and Firms generally gets emotional. Firms wears his heart on his sleeve. You feel me? Firms will say to me, Rhino, take over this one. I can't lie, because I'm going to bang out. There was a time we was having a four-way conversation, yeah? I'm not even going to mention it. It was a big artist. So it was me and Firms as a manager, and then one big artist and his manager, yeah? Firms and, was it the artist or the manager he was getting? Yeah, it was the artist and Firms was arguing with the artist. So now I'm trying to kind of resuscitate the conversation. Like, no, guys, chill out. I'm telling the artist to relax. I'm telling Firms to relax. And then they both hang up the call. And then me and his manager had to speak at the end. But it's just, it's very, do you know what it is? I understand Alyssa because I understand why she gets pressed but it's something to grow on and learn from. Because I'm here to educate people. Everyone watching, because I think some of her community was in here. We've got 15 people left in there. So big up you guys. There was about 30 something before. So I just want people to know that there's no narrative against anybody because realistically, when you really break down what happened, you guys all agreed on the same thing. That's why at that point, I kind of don't understand where it got a bit techie. Maybe
because I said it. She just don't like me.
Maybe you said it in a certain way or whatever, but we just have to respect everyone's opinions. That's how life is. Like we're never going to have it our way, and we have to learn to tolerate it and try and understand. That's what's going to make relationships longer, business last better. Everything in life is better when you can communicate. You feel me? But let me go through the comments anyway. So yeah, I read this one, and then we kind of went through that. I read this one as well. Where I will agree with Alyssa is if you're an engineer and both genders have the same academics and same experience, they should be paid the same. So funny enough, we got to that already.
I feel like I agree with that as well, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't want it to see like it's a thing where it's like the man versus one person.
Exactly. That's why I had to make it clear that realistically, you, Alyssa, and Firms all agreed, but maybe there's just a tension between what Alyssa feels, the way Chinks talks, and so we have to accept everybody in this world. Otherwise, I won't get far in where I'm going in life because I'm always going to just take things personal. We have to try and be, composed. But I'll speak to Alyssa anyway. Round 2, let's go. What about men and women who are on the same career paths, e.g. doctors? Bath time, women are paid less because of social norms and expectations. The expectation being that they will get pregnant and leave the company and have to be paid for it whilst not working. That's true. Maybe it balances out eventually, but then again, not every female's going to get pregnant. But then the possibility of it happening.
I just think the whole pregnancy thing is crazy because if it was our mums that was happening to, we would all get pissed. But because we're not associating ourselves with these women, we're just okay with it.
What do you mean though? What's wrong with women? What's wrong with women getting pregnant?
No, the fact that women are essentially paid less or are less likely to get a job because they're likely to get pregnant. It's not about being pregnant. Getting pregnant is fine.
Yeah, but you get maternity leave though. Men don't get that.
Men
we get what 3 weeks. You get 3 weeks. You get
but I disagree with that. But yeah, you do get less time.
So it kind of maybe balances itself.
And I know this might touch because you say you got a business, Jade.
My mum does.
so your mum's got a business, yeah. So if you're, let's say hypothetically speaking, you had a business, yeah, and you need someone who's reliable, and you can depend on, and you know is going to be there, and there's a man and a woman who are you going to choose if they have the
Honestly,
exact same credentials? They're exactly both skilled the same way for a job. There's no difference in what they can bring to the job, bro. There's no heavy lifting on none of that stuff. They both equally qualified and can do this job. Who would you, as the business owner, choose?
oh, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair,
A part of me would feel like I would go for the woman,
which makes
but
sense.
at the same, but there's a few things that I would have to think about, like her age, for example. If she's an older woman and then she's already have children, I might likely go for her.
hmm
Especially if it's the start of my business and I need it to be in a certain way. Maybe later on down the line I'll go back, but I think I'd go for the man in that case.
I respect that. I respect that. I
Interesting.
love that.
Interesting. And that's what we're here for. We're here to have just a calm conversation. Funny enough, let me go through the comments because we've got a few reactions to what's happened about 5 minutes ago. And let me see what people are saying so I can address it because trust me, it's not a that thing, man. So we are going far back, man. Listen, I need to get used to this running through these comments. You feel me? Cool. Dennis the Great, women that do construction and hard labor jobs, but yeah, is a minority. Jada said before she joined, that's why the comedian Monique was upset that she was being paid less than her male comedians, even though she was headlining the show.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
That's not fair at all.
Some things are
That's
just actually stupid.
That's dumb.
Female bouncers are the scariest in the world. They can dish your shoes and beat the shit out of you. I'm telling you, bath time is a legend. I'm telling you, you guys just don't understand. And
I
he's
don't
been on some
know
of
what
my
type of party
bar
he's going to. That he's getting tucked out the club and that.
Gifted chick says we here. I hope you're still here because I know you're one of the listeners people. I hope you're still here. Let me know in the comments if you're still here, and let me know what you agree and disagree with. Bath Time says here, Watford should hire pregnant female managers because they went through about 5 months. These are all football jokes.
Do you know why that's amazing? That's amazing. That's amazing because in terms of the pregnancy making women more unreliable, yeah, that completely throws that narrative in the bin.
That's why Bath Time is he's slick, man. He's slick, bro. I'm telling you. We need to get him on the show. Bath Time, if you want to join in, join
him on the show, man.
You need to join in, but sometimes, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I think it would be helpful if Rhino, if Alyssa explained the difference between sex and gender and what norms and expectations mean as specific. As is that a word? Specificity.
Where is it?
It's a very important. Yeah, specificity is very important, isn't it? I get what you mean because that's what I'm saying. You have to kind of understand in the detail how someone's saying something. Just like Chink said, two things can be the same action, but it can be completely different narratives and context. You feel me? Big up Smurf, OGs in the building. I hope you guys are still here so we can have a conversation. Men do more dangerous jobs. We work much longer than women as well. And when women and men are working the same exact job, women get paid more. Women don't work as hard as men, so they deserve less. That's Jam's opinion. Just to remind people that all
I like the way you removed yourself from that.
Are solely those of the individual, whether it's the comment or the person that said it, and not those of the panel or Rhino MGTV. Anyone on the panel, whatever they say, that's their panel's opinion, and not solely Rhino MGTV. And cool. Next comment. Chinks says that's a hype. Benjamin says to Chinks, that's a typo. I agree what you're saying. Gifted Chick says Benjamin might have meant to say don't. Yeah, it's a typo. They can't be the same because both genders generate different revenues and should be paid accordingly. Rage says, huh? Oh my effing gosh. And Bath Time says the analogy he should be making is a hand job is the same even if it's from a
man. This guy.
Elite. That's elite. That's my new one forever. Alright, that's my new one forever. That's
My
my new
God.
one forever.
I told you both times.
Yeah.
I
That's
told
my
you.
new
I
one
told you.
forever.
I
Yeah.
told you. He's a legend. I told you. Like when me and Febs are saying it, we're not joking. We're not playing around.
Yeah.
Like
Listen,
you're gonna
I
see.
swear it from a long time ago. I swear from a long time ago. Still. I'm Bath Time's
Yeah,
Yeah,
manager.
that's what I
man.
like. Yeah,
The
because
manager
bath
stuff.
time, some of them go over your head, but sometimes
Yeah.
some of them just click. But the ones that go over your head, when you work it out, you start to dissect it. You're like, oh shit, it's hilarious.
This nigga's a
But no, bath
scientist.
time,
Yeah.
brilliant comment, man. Your rage. So I think this is against Chinks now. So here's what we're
Yeah, it
starting
would
to
be,
get.
man.
You know, so I'm losing brain cells. I think he's confused. Benjamin corrected himself. I think he and Alyssa have the same point. Construction electricians are male-dominated. Women work the most useless jobs, in Jams's opinion, and work less harder than the men do and expect the same wage, in Jams's opinion.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm taking offense to that one.
I
That was
invest
crazy
in the
stuff.
ODC woman that's carrying. Same risk, same work. Jams's opinion: women who work same jobs and same qualifications
Guy's
as
a
men
terrorist.
should be paid
He's a
less. In
terrorist.
Jams's opinion,
I think he's just coming to get women.
He's a
Mad,
terrorist.
this is who you lot should be mad at, Jams. If anything,
You should be mad at Jones, bro. He is mad. He's mad.
Entitlement
But
and
listen, it's his
reality is not
opinion,
the
though. It's
same.
his opinion, though. You feel me?
It's
That's
his
a big
opinion.
statement. Entitlement, and that's a big
Reality
statement.
is not the same.
That's a big
Big
statement.
statement. Here we go again. Females are trying to argue against facts.
Thank you,
And
Jams.
that's what I want to talk about as well. We're going to get into that. Let me even start that.
And I think that's part of the reason why people would more hire men than women, because they can just choose to want to argue against facts when it's like, do you know what I mean? It's not really about logic now. Now we're into an emotional realm where nothing can make sense and everything can just go everywhere. I think that's another.
And do you know what's ironic about what you say, Chinks, is that it's a fact that in some situations women get paid less. But if we was to now use that as a fact and go and pull it up on Google, would it be the same issue? That's what I'm saying. Like, when are we allowed to use facts? Because I feel like it's selective. We should be able to just go on Google.
Things are just implied.
But
sometimes things are just implied. It's not.
Let's pause there. Let's pause there. Let me finish. I'm gonna get Jade. I'm gonna let you. When I go for the comments, we're gonna carry on this conversation just from that. What you said about implications. Yeah, we'll get back to that. Bath Time says the fact that there's legislation for something doesn't prove something doesn't exist. It means it exists. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Alyssa is chatting the most S in Jams's opinion. Gifted chick: for many who work in a male-dominated field, the reality is men make more irregardless of qualifications. Rage is throwing shots. Was I throwing shots? Most probably. I'm always throwing shots. Gifted chick says I have. Alyssa is trying to argue against facts, just talking with her feelings. She chats the most S in Jams's opinion. Rocky beats, big up Rocky. He said he's confused. Rage is calling Chinks L dudes. I don't like this dude at all. Jam says she's a joke. She left. She didn't even want to have an intellectual debate. Kojo saying, damn. That's what I was saying when I was watching the Man City Chelsea game. I was shocked. No, this dude is ignorant as F. Sorry, Alyssa lacks emotional intelligence. And that's interesting Ben says that, because he's been agreeing with her for most of the conversation. So for him to say that, there must be, if you like Ben, why would you say this? Because I don't want it to look like there's a bias or anything, because even if you go and rewind the chat, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm agreeing with everything she's saying. At certain points I'm saying she's right. So let's see if we can figure out why it went left. This guy searches shit and yaps. But that's what I'm saying, Rage. We need to be able to search out facts, because if we want to prove that men make less, we're going to go to Google as well, no? So are we allowed to use Google to generally search for things? Let me know in the comments.
Our arguments can't be based on fact anymore.
That's what it seems like. Everyone has an opinion and you don't have to be in your feelings about it 100%. Rocky Beat says gender point of view is different. That's how shit was designed. But see, people want to make everything equal, but then complain when certain things start happening. It's all personal opinions, 100%. Big up Z in the building, here in the city, but I'm listening. Here, have a W podcast, and the city that she's in is called District 607. So if you go on 5M and you play GTA RP, you search District 607, and
put the link in. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, bro.
Put the link in the chat. So you might see Z in the city. Go and have a word with her and tell her why she thinks it's a W podcast, and tell her maybe she might get you right in the city. She might know some important people like the owners or the mayor in the city, and then she might be able to plug you in. You feel me? So go and fly in the city, people. I'm just gonna put in the link. Bath Time says if you go and watch Barbie, you can see Ken Hogg in it. Ken Hogg or Ken? I don't know if you're making it. Rocky says peak. Kojo says for fat's sake. Benjamin says bath time. Benjamin Chinks is knowledge sharing. What's wrong with that? And there's the link for the Discords. So cool. Jade, let's clarify from the point you made and let's have a discussion about it. And I hope some of you always are still in the chat because let's talk about this because trust me, it's not. I just don't like the way it boils. I just don't like that. I just don't like that kind of energy. So, go on, Jade. You say the point you were gonna say, and then Chinks, I want to hear your response, and I want to hear from you, Firms.
No, I was just saying that sometimes the gender bias is just implied. Like, as much as I hate to always bring it back to this, but let's look at institutional racism. We know it exists. We know it happens, but some people will say it doesn't exist because there's things that are set in place in order to deter it. But we know it still happens. It's the same thing with the whole gender bias, no?
What do you think, Chinks?
Sorry, I'm lost now. Institutional racism that does or doesn't exist. I'm lost.
It does exist, but people will argue that there are things set in place for it that makes it not happen in a workplace. Whereas we know it does. It's the same with gender bias. People aren't going to openly be biased against you because of your gender, but it will come up at some point if you're a woman. Obviously, you wouldn't have experienced it because you're not a woman. But for me, for example, when I went on to maternity leave, my boss said, because you're young, when I hired you, I knew you would get pregnant at some point. Like that, it's always there. Do you get it? But a man wouldn't have that because a man isn't asked in a job interview, what's your family structure like? Do you have someone to look after your children? I was asked that.
I don't know if this is the way my brain is wired, yeah. And I just have a problem to listen to stuff, yeah. So the thing was facts in it. So what I remember we're talking about, you're not allowed to have facts anymore, yeah. So the guy who said that he knew you was going to get pregnant, he made an assumption that you was going to get
It
pregnant.
was a woman who said this. It wasn't a man. It was another woman. My boss is a woman.
Also, a woman made an assumption that you was going to get pregnant, and lo and behold, you got pregnant.
Because
And she's wrong. She's wrong for that assumption, even though it was factual.
No, I'm not saying she's wrong for it. I'm saying it's something that it's always on the back of people's mind.
I think Jade basically means it's the fact
during
that
my interview,
assumed whether it's going to happen or not.
My initial interview, whether I was going to get the job or not, obviously, she asked me. I had one child at that time. She asked me if I have a strong family structure, if I have someone who's going to be able to look after my child when I'm at work. So obviously I do. But I don't think a male would have been asked that kind of question. And then a year and a half later, I ended up getting pregnant with my son. And she said she already knew when she hired me that I'll get pregnant again because I'm young. But she took the chance anyway.
So the
fact that it even came up for me is an issue. I don't feel like if I was a man, in a job interview or at any point in your career, have you ever been asked that question?
Asked what?
If you have children, and do you have someone to look after your children during an interview?
I've worked for myself for a long time, but when I was younger, no. Let me think.
Do you know
I've been asked if I've had kids before, but not the family structure stuff and all of that.
Do you know? Let me help you, Jade. Yeah. Let me even kind of elaborate because Bath Times made a very good comment that can help put what she's saying into context. So he says, isn't that like saying, I assume you're a criminal, and then it turns out you break the law? It's about bias. So the point is not the fact that the criminal you assume that the person was a criminal and they broke the law anyway, or the person might get pregnant and she got pregnant anyway. It's the point that it's the fact that they think the bias no matter what, because it's likely that the person won't get pregnant. It's likely the person that you think is going to cause a crime is not going to cause a crime. But the fact that you think it's likely kind of has a prejudice against you already. Basically, is I think what Jade is basically saying. So it's kind of unfair that
for a woman, the
employer and
there.
a woman from a woman as well, she's gonna make that assumption, and because of that assumption, she sees it as a risk. To some degree, I can agree with it because it is a risk. If someone you employ is going to end up getting pregnant, you're going to have to end up paying them for a substantial amount of time. You're not going to have the power or the I was going to say manpower, but we're having a man-woman conversation. It's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. That just the person to execute those hours and they're getting paid. So I understand it, but where I disagree with is just the fact that it's the bias. Same with me. I grew up in Tulsa. Funny enough, I think it was Jade I was having a conversation with. There was a radio podcast she was listening to, and they were assuming that everyone that grew up in the hood is a bad person. So when I speak about youth work that I've done and stuff that I've done with the community, they don't see all of that side. They don't see that I was a youth worker and I changed a lot of people's lives in the ends, in the sense of giving them an opportunity to have a studio, or had an input into how the park's going to be built in the estate or whatever. They don't see all of that. They just see estate boy, hoodlum. You feel me? So that's why I like to have these conversations, because bias is very true. It's out there. You know, you see a certain gender or a certain colored person might see another certain colored person or non-colored person and hold their bag when they walk past because of what they're wearing. You know, I could put my hood on like this and the context of my podcast changes. I'm just some hood you, like, yeah. Get me? I can sit like this. Someone can look in right now and say, bro, you know what I mean? So obviously, when it comes to like perspective and bias and interpretation, that's my reality. Like, and it's I can understand why a female will feel that's unfair, but you have to look at it like this. If I go to a bank and I'm likely, because of my age bracket, to kind of not pay the loan, they're going to give me higher interest rates. I think certain things are a fact of life. Females do get pregnant, and females are generally the ones that are in their kids' lives. So they have to kind of factor that in. And I think if you look at that as an employer, you kind of understand. But I can understand why it feels a bit unfair. But then I can see it the other way around as well, in terms
don't
of
you think
certain
it's a
things
waste
that
of
we
a
get
waste
judged
of?
for, you know.
Don't you think it's a
Oh,
waste
no,
of
my
energy
AirPods are
though?
here. Go on, speak though. I can't hear you right now, but speak.
Like, so say for example, you know, like when like, because I'm not disagreeing with your point, yeah, but you know, like in what is it called? Like, you know, like depression, and there's stages of getting past depression, or stages of getting past something that that may happen negative to you. Like, do you know what I mean? So you might say, for example, you lose a job. First, you're upset about it. You're upset. You sit at home, you cry.
Different stages of grief.
Yeah, sorry, grief. There you go. Bingo. Thank you. So, like, the way my brain operates, yeah, is I don't do. There's the first stage of feeling sorry for yourself, and then crying at home, and then doing this, and then doing that, and doing that. Yeah, the way my brain operates is I just go to number 5, which is get on with it. Because in a way, yeah, I think it's the same way you say that it's unfair for someone to have a bias to assume something of you when you get a job. I think it's unfair of you to want to tell people how to think, because now you're policing my thoughts. So what if I thought you was going to get pregnant? You're not allowed to tell me what to think. Do you know what I mean? And you're going to have a very sad life, or waste a lot of energy going around in your life trying to tell people how to think about you. Like, do you know what I mean? If there's a situation you don't like, if there's a situation you don't like, if there's a situation, I think
let him land, and then I'll hear your response.
And I'm not disagreeing to your point, because that's factual. I'd be an idiot to disagree with what you're saying, because what you've experienced, I experienced. So me nullifying your experience would be stupid of me, and I'm not doing that. But where my brain automatically goes, maybe why I didn't see your point in the first place, is it will be better of you to not be in that position where what someone else thinks of you. Do you get what I mean?
Prove them wrong, basically.
Do you get me?
So yes and no. So you're basically saying I proved her point by getting pregnant. I think I'm
not that at all, because the fact that I think because you said to me, did someone ever ask me that? So I took it from the perspective that you had a problem with her asking you that, or was I wrong to assume that?
No, so it's not that I had a problem with it. It's just my reality. It's just something that I know, that when I do go for a job interview, no matter what sector I go into, or who is asking me the questions, I know I'm always going to get asked that. I'm always prepared for that question. But I don't feel like it matters, because I worked hard for my degree. So my family life has no bearings of what I can bring to my work life.
But you know what's one thing I'll say, yeah? I agree. I somewhat agree with Jade, yeah, but I feel at the same time, you may feel like that, but the person employing you shouldn't have to worry about that because it's their business. If you get what I'm trying to say, so it's how
But it's
they
not
what
her
how good.
She's
No, but I
just
say
attracting
okay.
money.
Obviously, in terms of management, whatever, but you never know what gets passed down to them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And especially
True.
there's higher ups that they want their business run a certain place. So if they were like to hire like 10 women, then hired 5 males, do you get what I'm saying? And then out of like the 10 women, maybe let's say just randomly 5 of them get pregnant, do you get what I'm trying to say? That they all have to go through like obviously having months off and they're getting paid while they're not working, no one's really doing the job, that they're gonna have to hire more staff and then they're gonna have to spend more money. Do you get what I'm saying? People, and that's what I told people. It's the same thing with the football thing as well. I say people look at everything from a business perspective. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And what could make
Which
the
I
most sense and how they can
understand.
spend the least amount of money. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like that's how we have to look at it. I feel we're looking at it from a very like, the genders and all of these type of things. We actually have to look at it from business people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Perspectives. Do you get what I'm saying? How business people will
But
think
do you
when
know
they're
where my hesitation comes into it? My maternity pay, I'm still on maternity leave now. My maternity pay now does not come from my employer's account. It comes from HMRC. So them paying my maternity pay has no bearings on my employers. They're still keeping their money. And there's still other people. They haven't had to hire anyone to replace me. There are people covering my hours, granted, but no one has been hired in my place. So money has not come out of their pocket.
To interject that, Jade,
in a
do you
way,
know what it
though,
is,
sorry
though?
to Rhino, they pay
Yeah, go
taxes
on,
though.
go on.
They pay a lot of business taxes to HMRC, so that kind of subsides some of your pay indirectly.
Yeah.
And in their defense, what's going on right now?
And also, they're paying double because they're paying you to be off, and they're paying that person to be in as well. So they're paying extra, if that makes sense. So even though the money's not coming out of their pocket, as the manager, they have to kind of make sure that they're managing how lenient they're being with certain things. So I kind of understand it. I get where Jay's coming from. I think
I do
two things
understand
can be
where
right.
Jay comes from as well, yeah.
The same
Yeah,
thing.
Jade's
My
right. I get where she's coming
on
from.
you lot side if it comes to side take.
Sorry, and I'm not even trying to go against you here, Jade, or say or small what you're saying or saying it's irrelevant. Yeah, I just genuinely hope that these things are not something that you spend a lot of your mental energy worrying about what other
No,
people
it's not.
think
It's
of you.
literally
Like, do
just
you know what I
because of this
mean?
conversation that I'm
Okay,
bringing
yeah,
up.
that's good.
There's
Because
no
even
issue with it.
if you were a daughter, I'd say the exact same thing. I'd say remove yourself from any situation where you're not happy, and don't put how you value yourself or other people's bias get on your tits, for lack of a better. Do you know what I mean? And I still saying what you're saying is factual in terms of reality with the pay and the maternity and all of that. But I just don't want people to dwell on that, because at some point you're not in charge of what people think about you or what their biases are. And if you let that hold you down your whole life, you're never going to get nowhere. So that's all what my broader message is per se.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a nice way to even kind of end that topic. And let me go through the last few comments, and then we're gonna round up. Big up, we've still got about 17 people in the building. You guys like the video, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube, like the video, please, man. It will be much appreciated, and we'll give you this content every Sunday. And hopefully, we can delegate another day where we can do this content as well. But baby steps, baby steps. So the last comment I read, that was Rage's comment. Everyone has an opinion, gender point of view. Okay, I've gone. Okay, so it's after here. So Z saying fly in. So if you go to here, this is what she's talking about. If you have a 5M application and you know about GTA, go into this, click this link. So after you like the video and you use your mouse to click it, click this as well, and it's going to open up your 5M app, and then all you have to do is join the invite, and trust me, leave a comment in the chat room and say where you came from.
It's also going to open up PayPal and it gives you £150.
Yeah, apparently that's what. Yeah, that could happen, isn't it? Like, I heard that. I'm gonna even try that after the show.
Yeah,
I'm gonna click that. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. So when you click it, it opens up your. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. It's funny you said that, because I remember you was mentioning that earlier. How can I not mention it to the viewers? Listen, you guys. I don't know about you lot. As soon as I press end stream, I'm clicking that link.
I'm clicking the link.
I'm clicking that link, and I'm refreshing my paper. Like, I mean, Bath Time says gender rhino is a social construct where it's about how you expect female and male, the sexes, to perform in society, i.e., girls wear pink, boys like dinosaurs. Yeah, that's true, 100%. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that social construct is built in a certain way, and people just live by it. Whether it's right or wrong, it's like you're just born into it. And there's going to be a lot of situations that go against males, and there's going to be a lot of situations that go against females. But that's what I'm saying. If you actually locked in from the start, the context of this conversation was, do women get away with more because of the power they have? Then I now changed the title and I put after that, who actually has more power? So we're going to just talk about it. That's what it's about. You feel me? But big up the chat.
I feel like as well. I feel like some people read the titles as well, and they think we are saying that females do get away with more. You know what I'm trying to say?
We're asking the question.
We're asking a question. That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's it's to come and discuss it. It doesn't mean that Randall's writing the title. That's what he agrees and that's what he's saying. Is to come and speak about it, and that's what I feel like
100%.
a lot of people say, because Alicia said it at the start. I don't agree with this title, but it's not. He's not. Randall's not saying women get away with more. He's just asking a general question just to open the floor and for people to come and talk. It's just so simple. People are gonna come on here and share their opinions. Feel me? If you can't listen to people's opinions, then type of podcasts and stuff are not for you. Simple as.
Yeah, because that's every podcast. You're never gonna agree with everyone. I watch so many. I just love to have that dialogue. I think it's healthy for the mind. You feel me? And that's why I put a question mark. Do women get away? I'm not saying they do. You feel me? Because if I said they do, I'm gonna come with a narrative. And even then, if I said they do, that's my opinion. I want to hear other people's opinion. But in this case, it's a question mark. Do they? Who actually has more power? So it's very important that you say that, fans. Big up that as well. Why are you bringing up pregnancy? Come on, Jams. You probably caught up by now anyway. Lawless Order in the building. Big up my guy, Pace. Come on, man. That's my guy, man. Big up, man. Isn't that like saying, I assume... Oh, yes, I read that as well. Women... Okay, this is Jams. Big up, Jams. Women are unreliable in the workplace. They will not be available 24/7. Unlike a man who will be getting the work done. We are more reliable. Quoting Jams's comment. Women rather go out to do their nails and call in sick. I would love to get Jams in the soul. Jams, you ran away from the hot seat last week. Man, I customized the layout for you to come in to go in the hot seat and you ran away. So I'm waiting for you, bro. To be fair, if I was interviewing someone and they brought if I was interviewing someone and they brought what's it, I wouldn't hire them because of the orange thing.
Oh, facts though. I wouldn't. Are you letting someone use your phone that eats what's it?
Who out of you guys here? Who likes what's it here? By the way,
nah, bro.
That's a childhood, Chris. That's not something you eat in your adult life.
If you had to eat what's it, so now I'm questioning still.
Hey, Chinks, what you're moving a bit quiet, Chinks. What you not?
Yeah, moving a bit nervous to that. I think he's got a pack of what's this there right now.
What is it? Yeah, that's crazy. It's a matter of eating cheese puffs. That's crazy.
Cheesy puffs. Cheesy puffs. Let me search for what's this. I like what's this. No, I like the flaming hot what's this, but I wouldn't go out and buy
flaming
it.
hot ones are crazy still.
It's just messy though, man.
It's messy, man. It's mad messy.
If you're outside, you eat what's this. I know what type of person you are.
You know the way there.
I know exactly what type of person. If you're listening to it, you can't hide. I know what type of person you are.
You might give girl fresh. You type of man give girl fresh. You eat what's this. You can't do that.
Let me know in the chat, yeah.
Crazy.
Let me know in the chat if you like what's this. I just want to know, like, put like a crisp emoji if you like it, and put an X if you don't like it. Let me know if you like what's this in the chat.
No, what's top tier? What you said? Top tier Chris right now, man.
Top tier Chris.
Yeah, one. Just give
Let
one.
me finish this comment. I'm gonna say it. I like that question because I love a Chris, so I can't lie. I call it Chris as well. I don't know about other people.
Chips, Americans chips.
I can't pronounce the P or it's Chris, man. Anyway, It's called Kubler-Ross model, and it was based on terminally ill patients coming to terms with their mortality. Yeah,
Facts.
that's deep. That's deep. Firms doesn't change the problem. It just firms that doesn't change the problem. It just moves it to someone else. Okay, that's what we was talking about when we said,
the whole business
okay, what
thing.
if it's if it's the employer?
You know, is people are not prepared to look at this from a business point of view, bro. And I'm not saying that women should not get a job or whatever because of that, but I'm just saying you have to also respect the business point of views that people have and how they want their company to be run. It's just as simple as it's not your company, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Thank you, firms.
It's
That's
not your
that
company.
ultimate
It's
maturity.
true, but then you're blocking. You're secretly blocking.
No, I agree because
My
you know,
opinion-
I love females. I know females bring a whole nother the way they think everything, another thing to the table, regardless of whatever job it is. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I respect that. It's even like us having our GTA city. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of females in our government team and stuff like that. Because do you get what I'm trying to say? It's a balance. It's a balance. It's a very like you get what I'm saying. It's a balance, and that's what I think it is. Do you get what I'm saying? But definitely, it's somehow that some people that have businesses, they want it to be obviously run a certain way or certain things like that. So I'll just say that. But yeah.
No, 100%, man, 100%. Good. Thank you for clarifying that, firms. Kojo says, yeah, I can verify that's true. I wouldn't lie. That would be silly not to.
He's talking about clicking the link. 150 pounds. Yeah. That's $150, by the way, Americans.
Oh, Kojo, you tried that and it worked, yeah, bro. Listen, I don't know about these people here, but when I sign out, you know, in HR, it is prohibited to ask if a person is pregnant without facing a lawsuit. I have never heard anyone ever ask that. Interesting. Jade might be able to make some money then.
I could see.
Or have
is
kids.
Is that what they asked you, Jade? Is that what they asked you?
Yeah.
They asked you, are you pregnant?
No. They asked if I have children, and they asked if I have
that's not what
that will look after my children.
Oh yeah, that's not the same question.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's only until my maternity leave meeting. That's when she then said she knew I'd get pregnant because I'm young.
Hey Jade, if you're good to see, you know, if you need a lawyer in here, I mean, like, we'll party.
Listen,
no win, no fee. They're there.
So I'll be there, you know what I mean?
There's a claim, there's a claim.
I'm there.
What do you say, Jade?
He said my godfather's a barrister. I'm cool. I got it locked.
I like your mum. She owns a business and she showed the barrister as your godfather. That's a sensible woman.
I'm a psychologist, so you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Graduated. Nah, big up. Pace has put the no. Pace says no to what's it, bro. Pace says no to what's it.
Just
he
messy,
says no.
Innit?
Yeah, messy, Pace.
Yeah,
But Pace, can I ask you a question? When was the last time you had what's it? Be honest. When was the last time?
Yeah, you know, man like Pace was trick or treating. You know, he took a what?
Trick or treating.
Yeah.
Like you went to that party, Watsits was the only crisp that was decent to pick. Did you take it? Did you take it because you was hungry? You thought,
yeah.
You know what? It's just the only thing. You feel me? I can't lie. I grew up on Ready Salted. You know, back in the day when I was young, I never used to.
That's crazy, bro.
That's
no,
listen. That's
listen.
crazy.
Nah, you're boy.
Listen.
Crazy.
See, look, everyone's against me. Let me exit.
I'm not.
I can't take it.
Yeah. That's not your favorite. That's not your favorite choice of flavoring.
No
though,
way.
Oh, okay,
no
course,
way. No
just
way.
checking. That's all we had a problem with.
Yeah. Women are very hard to work with in the work field. They don't want to hear constructive criticism. I've experienced this firsthand. Most the women do not like me. Interesting, Jams.
Bro,
maybe
I'm
surprised.
I low-key love Jams, you know, because he's just a twisted fire starter. You know what I mean? And I love it.
Nah,
and you know what it is?
Jams,
when you question him on what he's saying, he stands firm in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He don't backtrack and start using your argument against you, even though it was your argument against his.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And when Chink says stands firm, when it's not a pause, he's not talking about firms. You feel me? Like,
oh my God, don't bring me into it, bro.
Listen, he's the king of pause police.
I'm embarrassed.
Wait there, right there. Pause police. He's the pause commissioner, bro. Pause commissioner.
I am disappointed I missed that one. Yeah.
Kojo says, yeah. Jam says, I have also been sacked because the women in my office do not like me. Just shows, to be honest. Ready and Salted is the Lindelof of Chris.
That's crazy.
So what's a
Lindelof scored the
Varane or
winner
what's a
the other day.
Saliba? What's a Saliba, Chris? Let me know what a Saliba or Varane or a Guardio or who
So
else
it's
is
a
a-
Lindelof. No, that's a Maguire, Chris, bro. That's a howler, bro.
Oh, that's a Maguire,
If
Chris.
I go to your
Damn.
house and you offer me ready sorted, oh my! I wouldn't even. I'm not even taking my shoes off. I'm not taking my shoes off.
No, that's not. But it's not top tier, but it's not bottom tier.
It's,
Pause.
it's not
Like,
that
do you know what I mean?
Bro,
I mean,
that's
it's not the first to be
come
eating
on,
out the
bro.
multi-pack, but you know.
Yeah, it might not be the first pick. You know them way there.
You know
Might not
what,
be-
Chris? You know what, Chris? I will never. I'll tell you, only serial killers eat this, bro.
Go
Salt
on.
and vinegar. Salt and vinegar.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
eat
you're a
salt and
murderer.
vinegar,
You're a murderer. You
serious
are a
blood on your
murderer.
hands. Serious
Yeah,
blood.
that's
Serious
crazy.
blood on your hands.
Hot, just hot. You know, you open the packet and it's just steaming. That's
Smell
crazy.
it from a mile away. I can smell it. Hey.
Yo, you can eat those last week and still smell it. Those are crazy.
Yeah, nah,
Big
salt
ass,
and
Oi.
vinegar. You gotta go wash your clothes, everything.
Yeah, your breath is hot. You can't
It's
chat to girl
hot.
after a sort of vinegar.
I know, I can't lie.
Your
When
saliva's
you
all white.
No, when you open the packet,
Yeah,
it fries your
horrible.
nostrils. It's
It's a howler, bro. It's a howler. It's a howler.
It's a
nah.
howler. You can't
It's a
open.
howler.
I couldn't open. No, we should do that. You know, we should all get a salt and vinegar pack of Chris here. Go on live and try and open it. We'll
We'll write off. We will write off. That is
My eyes
crazy.
start tearing up in that. It's Lord.
Yeah.
Hey, nah, you lot are killing me. The chat's going crazy. Pace said 10 years plus since he had a what's it? Yeah, say
It's
no
lying,
more,
man.
Pace.
Pace has got Pickney. You know he's stealing his Pickney what's it. So I don't know why he's lying, you know.
I think people have to know the difference between business need questions versus personal questions. It's an interview. Answer what you want with that in mind. True. Pause
Yeah.
commissioner. Yeah, listen, I said it here first. Pause commissioner. Bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I
Them
like
Chris
what
will
Big
have you lucky.
Salt to say. No, he's for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
said
against
one
that again.
incorrect thing yet.
Yeah, man. And Sota, make sure you like the video, you know. But even more importantly, what would I, if I had to pick between you liking the video and subscribing? I would say subscribe and like, you know, feel me? But subscribe and put post
Good
notifications
choice. Do
on,
both.
and then at least you know that when we got a video, we appreciate comments from you as well. MH says Saliba is prawn cocktail, yeah. Say no more. Saliba's prawn cocktail.
Is that a
Do you
compliment?
Arsenal guys agree with that? Do you guys?
Because I don't mind a pom pom flavored Chris every now and again, but not all the time. Not all the time. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time.
If you eat pro cocktail all the time, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you
No,
know you're
no.
a boss. You know you're a boss. You're a boss. You eat brew cocktail all the time.
If you eat
Hey,
pro
mate,
cocktail all the
the-
time, you never had your shirt tucked in at school, man. You had the short tie. You had the short tie. Your shirt was always
You know them,
tucked.
and them men that run like that. You know they run like that.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you,
MH, I can't lie. You've got some questions to ask and answer. Let me know
MH, you
how
got blood in your
frequent.
hands still. You got serious blood in your
Yeah,
hands, right
blood
now.
on your hands. Yeah. Imagine going in
Hey,
the shop, walking past the real McCoy flame grilled steak and picking up brewed cocktail. That's
Prawn
crazy.
cocktail. That's crazy.
Thai
That's
sweet
crazy.
chili, bro. McCoy's
Thai
Oh,
sweet
don't
chili.
get me started. Oh,
sensations, bro. You gotta go there. That's what I'm saying. There's some.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go
Yeah,
there.
let's
I'm gonna
get-
run through
yeah,
these
sorry.
last comments. Fam, Ready Salted is the safest Walker's crisp. I banged that now. I'm gonna get into why I mentioned that as well. Ready Salted, what's the point? Salt and vinegar is
No,
fire.
wait.
I mentioned saying salt and vinegar is fire. He likes all
Easy
the kind
that.
of.
I know what he
He's
likes.
doing
He
that.
likes tangy stuff. He likes tangy stuff. And even
He's riling
What
up
you
the
say,
neck.
that
You know, like
tang
Wiley.
Doritos and
yeah,
that.
he likes burning his tongue in
Ah,
it. That's what he
allow
said.
it. Yeah, them man there.
Then my desk. I hear
Hey,
it.
by the way, MH, do you smoke? So I'll be interested to know what kind of
Yeah,
like
he's
stuff you're
gotta
smoking.
be. He's
'cause-
gotta be. Yeah. Something to extinguish those crisps. He's got to drink beers when he eat those crisps. Those are pub crisps. You know what I mean? It's like, that's pub crisps.
That's wild.
Salt and vinegar is horrible. Big man thing. And Barton says Varane will be Pringles because he crumbles outside the box.
This is crazy.
This guy needs
This is
he needs a
crazy,
reward.
yeah.
Man. He needs a reward.
Yeah, this is crazy.
That's quality.
Yeah,
That's quality.
That's quality.
All right, cool. My favorite Chris right now, my rotation is definitely Sensations or Thai Sweet Chicken McCoy's.
Those
Here
are
and there,
crazy.
what else? If I don't see them two, I might go for a little Doritos, you know, a little flaming. Is it the flaming whatever the red pack? The red pack of Doritos. But I'm here, been hearing. I remember in school they used to say that it's got beetle shit in there. Back in the day, I remember there was that
Whoa.
rumor.
Say,
Like, you know, don't you remember in school there was so many rumors about
Blood.
certain things. Like,
Yeah.
Blood, someone,
Nah,
you
the
remember
worst
Sunny
one was
Delight?
Dr. Pepper. Dr.
Huh?
Pepper was the worst.
What was the Dr. Pepper one?
It
They
kills
they
your
said it had
sperm.
like sperm in there. Like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember that.
I was gonna say Sunny Delight. Someone told me it's got goat sperm in it. I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I lived on that as a child.
A quick
Yeah.
question, yeah. So you see how like Dr. Pepper is berries, yeah. Fanta is orange. Lil is like grapefruit. What is Coke?
What is Coke?
It's just
What-
pure sugar.
What is
Yeah,
Coke?
it's
It's
like-
sugar.
It's just motor oil and
Caramelized
sugar.
sugar.
Oh,
Caramelized
is that
sugar
what
or
it is?
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that my whole life. I always wondered that.
Have you seen when they extract the sugar out of Coke?
Oh
How
yeah,
much
and
sugar is in
coca
Coke?
leaf. Yeah, there's
Like
a
an
lot.
Oh,
ounce.
coca leaf, yeah.
Oh,
No,
That's a
more than
pub
that.
crib.
Bob Chris. No one.
All right, last few questions, and we're slowly getting to an hour and a half. We're gonna lock off. I'm hungry. I need to go and eat some food. You feel me? But I'm saving my hunger because I wanna, you know, support the viewers, them, and I'm enjoying the conversation. You feel me? And we're talking about crisps. We've gone from who has the most power to crisps, and that's what I like, man. We're just free
that's how it
flowing. We're
goes,
all,
man. It's
you know
organic.
what I mean? Organic, man. You feel me? Like, okay, yeah, it's organic. You feel me?
He's gonna say
No,
Chris.
yeah, I just
bro,
like to
you're
whistle a
weird.
little quick. You know what I feel me about? You feel me about? Hey, but the things know the little quick one. There's a quick straight shot. You know about? If you know, you know.
Yeah,
innit?
no, silly.
Oh, blood.
Halftime says my top leaf.
Still
I'm
eating.
tuning. Oh, you're definitely watching Match of the Day. I can't lie. When my team wins, it never sounds so much greater when your team wins.
Bro.
When my team loses, I don't even remember it's on, bro. I don't even watch it,
Facts.
bro.
Bro, I'm an Arsenal
But
fan. Do you know how much match of the day I've missed?
you
You know what I'm saying? That was a cool 6-7 years. But I was missing so much football. I started getting into boxing, rude boy. I was like, yeah, I need to get my sports fix somewhere else. But it's depressing. You know when you've lost and then you got some dickhead like Jermaine Genius and Danny Murphy breaking down why you lost. So you're like, shut up, bro. You've never won a trophy in your life. Shut your mouth, man. Get on my
You're not lying
nerves,
though. You're
bro.
not lying.
Get on my nerves. You got Robbie Savage saying that your players are not good enough. Shut up, bro.
Who did he play for? Leicester, innit? He played for Leicester, I swear.
I don't even remember, bro.
Yeah.
That man, they won one Worthington Cup. He won one Worthington Cup his whole career. And you're
He played
telling
for
me
Blackburn.
that, yeah, he might have still.
Oh, Man
think he
City. I mean, Man United, Blackburn, Birmingham, and Derby. Yeah, I remember.
I remember in the most
Yeah.
I remember in most at
You
Blackburn.
are always going to football. Like every
Because
podcast,
football's
there's
great.
always a little
I know.
slide
Sorry,
in there.
Jade. Sorry, Jade.
Football's great. Trust me, today was a good game for the neutrals as well. But yeah, apologies. But I look, see, John Terry, Captain Legend, big up, man. You're always here as well, big up, man. Listen, we're talking
Johnny.
about football. It's funny. Jermaine Genius is a human equivalent of still red. So
Yeah. You know when you open the pack and you can't even smell no salt. Yeah, it's just empty. Yeah, useless.
Hey,
Little
gotta
brand.
see the Chelsea playing, mate. Yeah, you know, Chelsea did their thing, man. I'm gonna talk about it. Mate, I should do a rival show after this, you know. Maybe tomorrow. It depends who's available. Because I'm hungry, man. Stop eating sugar / crisps. Start eating more meat, broccoli, eggs. Reduces the risk of cancer. Raw Jams is spitting some health facts out there.
Yeah, you spit that's a real fact there, man.
I love that, man. I love that still.
Is that factual though, or am I bugging?
Is it factual?
Yeah.
Can any of you
Well,
guys challenge it?
They pump a lot of meat with water to make it look thicker. That's why when you bake something, the chicken shrinks so much. Because the heavier the meat is, the more they can charge
the
you.
more you can sell it. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Well, meat full of uric acid, which is like one of the main contributors to cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew I saw something. Broccoli and maybe eggs, but meat is Yeah,
He
I don't
is
know.
very, yeah.
But yeah,
Hit
as
and
a
miss
whole,
at the
you're right
moment.
though. Yeah, eat healthier. Yeah,
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 I know what he meant. I know
basically.
what he meant.
Yeah,
You know what? What does he eat, fams? What does Jams eat?
Yeah, leave me alone, bro.
leave me alone. You know.
I never
that
want
kinda-
smoke with Jams. I never want smoke
That's
with
borderline. Pause me asking what is it? That's pause. That's borderline.
Yeah,
Pause.
yeah,
Still.
yeah, yeah.
I need to
Pause,
start. I
pause.
need to get my soundboard and start, or just save some videos in there and just start. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't said to
Catch me
firms.
on.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really
Tell me-
want. Don't tell me what you want.
I'm gonna save that video for next week. I swear to you, a little clip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save a little clip of that. Where else are we? John Terry's laughing. Captain lead the legend. John Terry did his thing still. Well, I know one thing. He didn't pay for Chelsea. Case. Man said Jermaine G is a Robbie Savage. Yeah, man. You can't beat a good old Gary Lineker though, man. Gary Lineker is a snappy, man. He's different.
I love
now,
Gary.
Though, he's not the same.
Pause. Yeah,
Gary.
Gary's my guy.
Nah, big up Gary Lineker, man. Big up all the football heads in the chat. And big up the people that don't really watch football, but they're locked in as well. We're gonna close here, people. If you haven't already, please like the video. Big up the new people that I don't normally see on a Sunday. Big up Pace as well. Who
Big
else
up.
was here? MH. I think I've seen you here before. John
Big
Terry's
up
always here.
Bath.
Bath Time, Kojo.
Jams. Ben.
Jams.
My guy, Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben.
Big up Ben.
Yeah.
Come on. Big Sota
Sata.
as well.
Yeah.
Z as well. Rocky. Your Rage, Samantha.
Yeah, big up you,
Gifted
Rage.
Chip,
Big up everybody, man. Gift all of you.
Triple.
Even if you
Yeah,
hate me,
all
I
of
still love you.
guys.
Yeah, man.
Smurf, Platinum Different. Yeah, loads of people locked in today, man. Dennis the Great is always here as well. Big up. Lewis is here as well. Big up. Yeah, man. Stephanie as always. Koala. And let me know, guys, if you want to be a mod. If you know that you're sensible, you're not going to be biased with certain comments, because I don't mind bias. I mean, I don't mind banter. I don't even mind someone calling me names or whatever. But if it's borderline, like, let's say racist, or, they're kind of deforming someone's character or something like that, then remove it. But if you guys want to be mods, let me know. I've got quite a few mods already, but the more the better, you feel me? When this channel grows, I will need some more mods. So and Lineker. And it's funny enough, I was talking about Chris and talking about Gary Lineker. That's funny. That's interesting. Our ancestors was eating meat every day. Cancer didn't exist back in the day. That's true, It didn't, did it? Or did it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it didn't, but
It
the meat
wasn't
was different, innit, man? It's not all this
Yeah.
processed shit.
exactly.
I would
Which
love
is-
to have conversations about this, but people just don't give a toss. They say it now, but watch me set a title and run the whole show and that, bro. No one's gonna be here.
Jams does
They wanna-
though. Jams does,
Yeah,
because
Jams
he made
will
a
probably
statement
be
and
it.
he's backing it up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pause.
So,
You already
Jams
said
is
he's
loyal.
backing it up. I said Jams is backing it up. That's
Oh yeah,
crazy.
pause. Yeah, that's,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy. Eating meat and backing it up. That's crazy. That's mad. That's nuts. I can't even lie. That's nuts.
That's
bro.
nuts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another one to add to the bundle.
Aye, Five times says look up Hey Flicks Constant. You know a lot of like references to like laws and what is it called, Jay? Because you studied like when you have certain things that are examples that the courts use to prove certain things. Like what are those things called? You know when you have like all them references and them names like this so and so law or this person's theory and all of that. Like Bath Time's very good at bringing up those kind of
yeah.
points.
It's just evidence.
The hunter-gatherer lifestyle was mainly fruit and veg. What, back in the day? Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
That's what I'm
Well,
on.
cool.
Straight fruits and veg. 3 days in.
Thank you, guys, man. Yeah, listen, fruit and veg, some people like apples, some people like pineapples. They have different reasons. But we're going to end there. You feel me? Big up the people in the chat still. Like I said, like the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to FNR Beats Firms at Chinks Phase. If you want to catch Jade, you see her here every Sunday as well. Alyssa, she handles the OG network. Big up the OGs as well. We've got one more comment here. Yeah, with meat as well, they would eat meat and fruits with veg. Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
hear
they
that,
would
man.
hide their own chickens and that. They wouldn't go to the shops and buy it. It's the shops ones that process.
The shops ones are all processed. and that. Yeah, no, 100%. I think we got one more comment as well. Yeah, Bath Time saying GG lads, come on man. Big up, man.
Yeah.
Bath Time, you as always, man. We need to get you on the Sunday show. Let me know, Bath Time. DM me on Twitter, and then we can discuss that. I need to go. I did the Man United show yesterday. I could have brought you on as well, but I'm gonna do a rivals talk tomorrow. Let's do a rivals show. We're gonna talk about this weekend's results and whatever. And then listen, a lot's happened. You know, certain man, couple man drop points and that. You feel me? Like certain man are not 3-point collectors. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
But they're talking down another man, you know, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, and it's crazy. As a United fan, certain man are still below man as well. We'll talk about it tomorrow anyway. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But big up the chat as always. I appreciate you guys. Like the video, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we are out.
But that ain't my story.